Hey there, friends. It's Steve again, here to chat about one of life's most baffling absurdities, racism. Now, let me start with a quick disclaimer because I know how the internet works. I'm using white supremacists and the so-called master race as my example today because, well, I'm a white dude of European descent, including some German. So no one can say I'm unfairly picking on any particular group. But here's the thing. This isn't exclusive to white supremacists. Racist groups come in every flavor. Black, Asian, indigenous, you name it. And guess what? The same contradictions and hypocrisy and absurdities apply to all of them. And here's something you'll want to stick around for. Later in this show, I'm going to show you how you can take racism out of the story, replace it with almost any extreme belief, over-the-top patriotism, militias, or even far-left ideologies. And the same patterns of blind loyalty, anger, and hypocrisy will show up. It's a universal theme, and I promise you, it's worth sticking around for. Oh, and one more thing. If you hang out till the end, I'll also tell you how you can grab my free show guide. No catch. I'll never ask you for personal info, and I've got nothing to sell. It's just there. If you want to dig a little deeper, it's right there for you. Now, let's get into it. Let me introduce you to Bob. Bob's just your average guy, balding, slightly sweaty, and waddling through Walmart in his saggy camo pants, 2 sizes too big. He's got a German flag drooping under one arm, crinkling a bag of imported tortilla chips in the other because he loves them. His life is full of irony. His tight white underwear peeking out, probably proudly labeled Made in Vietnam, and he rolled up in a car from a Korean car company. Now, Bob considers himself a proud believer in the so-called master race. But let's talk about the actual standards for membership in that club. Back in Nazi propaganda, if you wanted to join, you had to be blonde-haired, blue-eyed, and pale-skinned. You had to be physically fit. Think Greek god carved out of marble. You had to be clean-shaven and tattoo-free. Any facial hair? Forget it. A scraggly chin beard like Bob's? That would have been a deal breaker. Tattoos? Even worse. They were labeled degenerate and unworthy of the cause. You also had to be financially self-sufficient because poverty, debt, or public benefits, that disqualified you too. Now here's the part where Bob runs into just a little problem. You see, Bob's rocking a beard so patchy it looks like a forgotten chia pet, and his arms, they're all covered in tattoos, dragons, skulls, and that tribal thing he got back in 97 because someone said it was cool? By the way, the old master race standards, Bob wouldn't just fail, he'd be laughed right out of the clubhouse. And let's not forget his financial situation. Bob's probably behind on a few bills. He's struggling to pay rent, or maybe even receiving some public benefits. Under the strict rules of the ideology he's shouting about, Bob wouldn't stand a chance. And over my decades of helping people, I've seen a giant group of financially disadvantaged people that blame others for the fact they struggle and need public benefits, even though they came across as superior. That's the chef's kiss of irony. But does Bob see the irony? Of course not. He's too busy muttering about the good old days while eating tortilla chips from a country he pretends doesn't exist anymore. Now, before you start yelling, "Steve, you're picking on Bob," let me be clear. This isn't just about white supremacists. Every supremacist group, black, Asian, indigenous, or otherwise, plays by the same messy rulebook. You've got black supremacist groups claiming cultural superiority while scrolling on devices made by diverse global teams. Asian nationalist movements glorify their history while ignoring centuries of regional conflict. And indigenous supremacist factions call for purity while relying on infrastructure introduced by settlers. It's the same tired story over and over and over again. They start with some romanticized truth, and when reality doesn't match up, you just move the goalposts. The hypocrisy is universal. And now for the science. Modern genetics has completely dismantled the entire idea of racial superiority. Did you know that all humans, all of us, share over 99.9% of the same DNA? I mean, that's right, 99.9%. The differences we obsess over, skin color, eye shape, hair texture, come from a little tiny fraction of our genetic code. And thanks to DNA tracing, we now know that every human on this planet can trace their ancestry back to common origins in Africa. That's right. Bob's great, I keep going. Grandparents walked the plains of Africa just like yours and mine. Now, let's talk about the word Aryan, because I know that's a term Bob and his buddies like to toss around as proof of their superiority. But here's the truth. The word Aryan doesn't mean what they think it means. In the 19th century, European scholars used the term Aryan to describe linguistic connections between Sanskrit, Persian, think Farsi, and European languages. It referred to the Indo-European peoples who migrated across India, Iran, and Europe thousands of years ago. It was about language, not race. But then along came people like Arthur de Gobineau, who twisted the term Aryan into a racial category. He claimed Aryans were superior to all other people, and boom! That's how the myth of an Aryan race was born. It had no basis in fact or science. It was just a convenient distortion to justify oppression. And here's some more irony. The very people who promoted these ideas couldn't even meet their own standards. The Nazi propaganda poster boy, part Jewish. Hitler, dark hair, brown eyes. Not exactly the blonde, blue-eyed ideal. So when Bob shouts about being a proud Aryan, what he's really doing is clinging to a distorted word hijacked from history. It's a story he doesn't even understand. But let's dig deeper into Bob's sense of belonging. It starts online. Bob logs into forums and chat rooms where everyone shouts, "We're better than them!" And for Bob, it feels great. Like he's finally found his peeps. But here's the problem. It doesn't stop there. Bob gets so invested that he takes it into the real world. Suddenly, he's parading his racism in public. He's waving flags, marching in parades, and sometimes showing up at rallies that erupt into violence. And here's where Bob's contradictions get even louder. Picture him, scraggly beard, arms covered in tattoos. Literally the very things the original master race standards rejected. Yet there he is, proudly claiming superiority while failing the club's requirements in spectacular fashion. You remember what I teased at the start? This isn't just about racism. You could swap in almost any extreme belief, over-the-top patriotism, militant groups, far-left ideologies, and the same contradictions show up. The same blind loyalty, the same misplaced anger, the same ridiculous ironies. Here's the takeaway. This whole superiority thing, it's a joke. It's not backed by history, science, or logic. Every ounce of energy spent on hate is wasted. But you do you, boo. Hate is heavy. It drags you down while everyone else keeps moving forward. Imagine what Bob and the rest of us could accomplish if we spent that time building bridges instead of walls, sharing stories instead of insults, and learning from one another. Ironically, we're all part of the same human family, one big, messy, beautiful family. And once you see that, the master race nonsense looks about as silly as Bob and his Walmart tighty whities. Hey, if you enjoyed this, maybe I got you something to think about, maybe you laughed a little bit, you learned something, or you thought, man, I should rethink that. Hit the subscribe button, give this show a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, or share it with someone who needs it. And don't forget, I got that free show guide waiting for you over at oldguyinsights.me. That's me. No catch, no personal information, nothing to sell, just more insights to dig into. Until next time, stay awesome, be kind, and remember, if you're going to preach superiority, at least check the label on your pants first. See ya.